That was a grenade. Welcome to the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast. This is Season 3, Episode 57. We're doing the Thursday Night Football preview. We got the Buccaneers taking on the Chicago Bears. It's in Chicago. The Buccaneers are favored to win by 4.5 points. It's going to be a fantastic breakdown. We're going to give you fantasy predictions. We might give you a little fucking NFL game breakdown prediction. But I'm the host, Michael Marcanio, and I'm with the most, dude. And you know who else I'm with? I'm with your boy T, also known as Tyler Revelis. On the very left, we got Andre Navarro in the middle with the red
shirt.
Salute. Double salute. That's fucking, you're like a triple patriot. And we got
Mel Gibson, maybe.
The most conservative guy on the podcast. Then we got Anthony Revelis on the right. We got Crips and Bloods getting together, red and blue, on the fucking right.
We're fighting. Hopefully they don't kick me out for throwing up that sign, which is just AVG.
AVG, baby. Yeah, so we got a great episode today. This is going to be a more fun podcast because we don't have a ton to talk about, but we're going to be breaking down this game. I do, like I always do, every episode I have little timestamps within the description so you can navigate through the episode really easily. On YouTube, you can click on them. On the podcast apps, you're going to have to actually scroll through, but the timestamps are still there. So take advantage of that tool while it's there. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. We're trying to hit a goal of 1,000 subs. And, you know, we're fucking on our way there. So we appreciate you guys. If you're on the Apple Podcast app, leave us a review and rating. It helps us out a ton. So do all that kind of stuff. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Congratulations to Samaj M for winning the Von Miller jersey. We're going to be doing more giveaways in the future. But congratulations, brother. You participated and you left us a review. So we gave away a little jersey, baby. So
enjoy that.
Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Should we give him the theme music for his? Congratulations, Samaj. Good for you, brother.
It's for you, bro.
You've won an all-exclusive trip to Jurassic Park. One way in, no ways out.
Yeah. What's it? Yeah. Okay, we're not going to go over dinosaurs, so I was about to
Brachiosaurus?
derail the podcast.
I was about to do the Velociraptor sound.
But yeah, do all that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter if you want knowledge. If you have any questions about who to start, who to sit, leave us a comment anywhere on any of our social media platforms. All those are listed down below. So yeah, let's get into the podcast though, boys. What do you think?
Boys, you want to hear an interesting stat?
Let's hear it.
The Texans are on pace to give up 2,908 yards on the ground this year.
That's pretty dope.
that would break the all-time record. That was the rush. Like that's their yards given up through 4 games. If you pace it out through 16, it's 2,908 yards.
So what you're saying is start your running backs against the Texans.
Yeah, I didn't do the breakdowns, but
yeah.
If I was like, what is it, FanDuel or any of those, Dalvin Cook would have been number 1 running back.
Yeah.
He was pretty close to number 1.
So Brian got
James
fired.
James Robinson's up there.
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, I guess we can touch on that really fast before we get into the matchup. Bill O'Brien's fired. Romeo Carnell is taking over for head coach right now. What do you guys? He's more of a defensive coach. Do you guys have anything you've noticed about that transition?
Do you think D-Hop sent Bill O'Brien a text like, "Hey, bud, sorry"?
Hell no.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Bill O'Brien got fired from 2 jobs today because he was a GM.
Well, so technically 3 jobs because he's a play caller too.
How are you gonna get fired on your day off? Twice.
Hey,
Twice.
And they called him. They're like, "Hey, we're firing you as a coach." Then they hang up. They call back. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're firing you as a GM too." Yeah. Click. Right.
Bold prediction right here.
Like also you can't play call either.
Yeah, bold prediction right here. Obviously, like you said, Romeo Carnell. He's more of a defensive-minded coach. I think they need to, get one of these offensive geniuses in there to really unleash what Deshaun Watson can do. So Jets fire Adam Gase. Texans hire Adam Gase.
Oh my God.
You heard it here first,
dude. If that happens, that's like.
You might see the first NFL player commit suicide.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
Dude, that's so. If that happens, yeah, who'd you say would commit suicide?
Deshaun Watson.
Or I would say every Texans fan too.
Hey,
there's a mass suicide in Houston today. Yeah, everybody would kill themselves for sure.
Oh, like fucking the where everyone's blindfolded. I can't even think. Yeah. Jesus, what is it? Bird Box. Sandwich.
Listen, every time you guys stumble or I stumble, that's instantly good.
Yeah.
We've been doing that to each other in fucking second person too. Yeah, we call it. We should be like ham sandwich all the time. Me and Tyler. Okay.
No, but I think Bieniemy goes with the Texans, the Chiefs.
That would be a good one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be wild too because learning under Andy Reid, that's pretty sweet. But that's some news. Interesting. Hopefully it's for the better. It's hard to do in the middle of the season, but
can't get worse.
We'll see. But all right, let's get into this Thursday night football preview. Like I said, the Buccaneers are taking on the Chicago Bears in Chicago. The line is -4.5 for the Buccaneers. The over/under is 44.5. So yeah, over/under always is just the combined total of points. So that's a pretty average one. So it's nothing to write home about with some of these matchups. But we'll start on the Buccaneers side of the ball. We go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and then defense. So we'll go through this really quick. What do you guys think about Tom Brady?
He's not like my auto start pick, but where I would put him is in the range of quarterbacks where I'm not going to try and get too cute with the streamer.
Yeah, he's like he's like a low end QB1 if if you're pressed or there are a couple bye weeks this week, so maybe that in that sense. But with all those injuries and guys being questionable, you don't know who's going to play. I feel like it's going to be more of a Ronald Jones game. Running back game. I
mean, he did go out against the Chargers, they're a pretty good passing defense. They held down Mahomes for almost 3 quarters in a sense, and the Bears defense, they're a good defense too. But like I said, I think he's a low end 1, high end 2 type of play. I don't think a massive game, but I'm not going to go out and try and. I'm starting Brady if I'm trying to like scavenge the waiver wire and trying to find who has a good matchup this week, and then trying to get too cute with it. That's kind of the scenario I'm playing him.
Yeah, I don't really like Brady this week. I mean, I guess like a back-end QB1 if you need him, but I would put him outside of my top 12 quarterbacks. I would start a guy like Teddy Bridgewater over him. I just think the upside that Bridgewater offers being at home against the Falcons, or I think it's in Atlanta, but just against the Falcons and how bad that defense is. Brady's going to be down a couple weapons. Short week on the road in Chicago. I mean, Bears defense is still one of the better defenses in the NFL. But I'm not trying to get super cute like Anthony said, but I think there could be potentially some better options. Low QB1 at the best for me.
Interesting. You guys want to move on to the running backs then?
Fuck it.
Chug it. Oh, that's the one I wanted to get for the drops.
I thought I went to the Charles Barkley. Terrible.
Yeah, write all these down.
You got to get the Randy Jackson one too.
That's that's gonna be no for me, dog. Yes, thank you. This is all great. By the way, I just want to say it's so nice to have everybody here. I feel like with a lot of these podcasts, everybody's been working. It's nice to have everyone here. It's a good dynamic.
Yeah,
we're a dynamic quadruo.
So we'll go on to the running backs. I think Leonard Fournette.
Doubtful.
Yeah, doubtful. So. I think there's only 2 running backs you're going to play here, so we'll throw a little line across that for the YouTube viewers.
Yeah.
And LaShawn McCoy is ruled out.
So
that's going to be a no for those ones. So I think it's only between Ronald Jones and the rookie. What are you boys thinking for Ronald Jones? Do you think you hammer it against the Bears defense, or you think it's still kind of a wishy-washy?
Yeah, no. I think it's going to be a running back, like a Ronald Jones, Keshawn Vaughn type of game. I mean, it's a short week, like I said, with the injuries, so I think they're going to try and do more. And their defense is good. They'll take the lead and then just ball control it. I mean, I don't see Brady dropping back, a shit ton of times.
A fuck ton.
Fuck ton. That's what I think, Coach.
Yeah. I like Ronald Jones in this one. I mean, he had 20 carries, 6 receptions on 9 targets. I know those weren't the most
sexiest
utilized or sexiest receptions, but if you're in a full-point PPR, that's 6 points just on receptions alone right there. I think we've touched on it. When Ronald Jones gets the workload, he tends to put up points for you. I mean, the Bears defense, they are one of the better defenses, like I said, but in terms of like rushing attack, they are allowing 4.2 yards per carry. So if Ronald Jones is going to get me 18 to 20 touches potentially at around 4 yards per carry, maybe with some touchdown upside, a couple catches here and there, I do like Ronald Jones as an RB2 this week. I think Keshawn Vaughn will get it in the mix as well, but I think he'll just take over that LaShawn McCoy role. And, McCoy was kind of just coming in on third downs, the pass catcher role, but not really utilized too much as a ball carrier.
Yeah, he's kind of just a deep ad speculation guy. See what you're going to get out of him. If you're in one of those leagues where you can drop a player after they play, if he goes out and throws up like 10 snaps, 2 receptions, you can drop him. But I grabbed him in some deeper leagues and just throw him on my bench, see what happens. Maybe he goes out and gets 5-6 receptions this week and he starts getting a little bit involved in the passing game. Because while Ronald Jones can catch the ball, he's not. Bruce Arians has said multiple times he's like, dude, I don't like you as a pass
He's got
catcher.
dick hands.
Yeah. What that means?
Got
Are you
block
starting
fingers.
Ronald Jones or what do
Yeah,
you
I'm
do?
still okay. He's like I mean, with the landscape of running backs that are just injured, it seems like every running back is injured. If you have a guy who's going to probably get, I want to say, a solid 15 carries in this game, I think he's a decent RB2, if not flex play. Just due off of volume.
Yeah, and I think if he can come out and have another good game, putting back-to-back good games together. I know week 1 he had a pretty decent game as well. Week 2, he fumbled. That's when Fournette came in and kind of took over, had a couple big runs, found the end zone twice. But, I mean, in week 3, you're thinking it was going to be the Fournette show, but it was really Ronald Jones who out-snapped and out-touched Fournette in week 3 as well. I know Fournette kind of banged up the ankle as well in that one. But I think if Ronald Jones comes out and maybe if he can actually hold onto the ball and he actually puts up some good numbers here, I think he can really grab a stranglehold on this backfield to where maybe you're only utilizing Fournette and like change of pace or goal line type of role.
Well played.
Interesting. And I like the analysis on Keshawn Vaughn. Speculative deep ad.
Yeah, just a spell guy.
So we can move on to these receivers here. I feel like every receiver, every week I got to figure out what Buccaneers receiver is hurt and what one's ready to go.
Every week feels like everyone's hurt.
Yeah. We're like, oh no, COVID's going to ruin the league this year. It's like,
It's
no,
starting
just
to.
everybody, well, I mean, kind of, but yeah. But like, it just seems like everybody is also getting hurt on top of it. So we'll start with Mike Evans. What's the deal, boys?
I mean, he's questionable right now. He didn't practice all week. I think they're just kind of being precautious with the ankle injury, just going forward. But with that being said, I mean, I think you're starting him though. I mean, there's no way you're sitting Mike Evans.
Yeah.
He's the only option they got.
Yeah, and the loss of O.J. Howard. I know it wasn't a big loss, but I mean, O.J. Howard was seeing 6'3", 4'6". It's 4 or 5 targets roughly to go to distribute. Yeah, and then you're not benching Mike Evans. That's enough said.
Yeah.
Say less.
Chris Godwin is ruled out. Is that correct?
He is out, correct.
no
So
longer
we
a
can
guy.
throw the red line through him.
Would you be trying to buy low on Godwin right now if you could potentially? I mean, there's some
I think
teams
so.
who are,
I'm
1
gonna
and 3 or
I'm going to say no. I kind of think I'm going to stay away from these guys, the Julio Jones, the Godwins, I'm a little bit more optimistic on Devontae Adams because he could have played last week. I think they held him out because they
have this bye week.
They have this bye week and they want to be precautionary. But these guys with these soft tissue injuries and no preseason, no like all this stuff, like they didn't even have time to run it at full speed, and they're having these injuries, multiple injuries, some of them. So I'm personally not buying. I mean, what if I buy Godwin and he misses another week and then he's out there, aggravates something else again, and then it's like I got 4 or 5 weeks without it. So I'm steering clear. That's a personal thing with me. But that's my personal opinion.
I mean, I definitely think you can get value for the trade. Like if you're able to get him,
well,
you're
yeah,
not
I
gonna
mean
give
that
up
goes
a
with
lot.
that said.
Yeah, you're not going to give up a lot, but I know
Yeah, I
what
mean,
you're
if you
saying.
can give like a
with
Brandon
avoiding.
Cooks for a Chris Godwin, I would do it. In a
Oh, fuck,
heartbeat.
I mean, yeah.
Or just like a low end 3
That's
or
fucked up.
something.
That's fucked up. That
like a Keelan
offered up
Cole.
his boy.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you
I
trade
drafted
like,
Brandon Cooks
Would
in
you
2
trade
weeks.
like a Chark for a Godwin right now? Because Chark's kind of like those middling kind of receivers, could be boom or bust potentially. Would you trade Chark to get a guy like Godwin?
I mean, I'd probably keep Chark. That's just me.
I think
I'm
I'd keep
not,
Chark.
I'm not making moves
about-
for injured players.
What about CeeDee Lamb?
I would do that.
See, I wouldn't be mad at that upside right there because if you're trading CeeDee Lamb, you probably already have a good 1 or 2 potentially as your good wide receiver 1, good wide receiver 2. So you're trading your like flex wide receiver 3 guy for a guy who offers. I don't know if Godwin's going to be this wide receiver 1 like he was last year, but you would like to think when he comes back he's going to be a solid wide receiver 2 with upside every week. So I wouldn't be mad at doing the CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
It's just a question.
Just a question. But it's okay. Then we got Scotty Miller is questionable. Is that correct?
No, he's
Or he's good to go?
he has an injury designation, but
Yeah, I think he's
gonna play.
questionable. I think he's good to go.
Scotty
But this is your guy, Dre.
He doesn't know.
He says he doesn't
Scotty
know.
doesn't
I felt bad
know.
because the only bad game he had is the game that we were like, yeah, start Scotty.
And he
Yeah.
actually dropped a touchdown, so he
I've
could have had
actually-
a decent game that
I've
week.
started him every week this year. But yeah, this is my dude. He's been doing well all year. I mean, he had that one dud game, but other than that, he's been productive. Last week he was kind of quiet, and then he just got the 40-yard catch and then a touchdown like the very next play. But if you were watching the game, Brady threw him like 4 deep balls. He connected with one. I mean, you'll take one. I'll take 1 for 4. I mean, I'd obviously take 4 for 4, but
For sure.
yeah, I would play him in my flex.
Flex guy, yeah. I mean, he's had 70 or more receiving yards in 3 of the 4 games. Like Anthony said, the one game he did it, he dropped a touchdown. So that could have been 4 out of 4 weeks where he's putting up some solid production for you. I mean, no O.J. Howard. Chris Godwin's out. Mike Evans is battling the ankle injury. So I guess I'm not mad at it. I think he just kind of – I have a bitter taste with Scotty Miller because it's like the one week you're like, start him. That's the week where you kind of threw up the dud.
So you should say don't start him. And
Yeah, tell everybody to not start him, but then give it a little wink.
Well, Scotty didn't
doesn't
know.
know, dude.
He didn't
Scotty
know.
doesn't know.
Fucking Scotty.
All right. Let's move on to the tight ends. O.J.
Well,
Howard.
start him.
O.J. Howard slipped, tripped, and fell on his dick. Cut his Achilles tendon open. Nice, Mike. Okay. So that's gonna be. Then we'll move on to Rob Gronkowski. Almost caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I'm not starting.
But then
him.
the
Yeah, I
coach.
was like, I don't get
Then the coach was like, reverse. Or the ref. Fuck, I fucked that up. Okay. Yeah. Buccaneers defense.
Whoa, dude, you just run right by Gronk? You know,
Oh, I don't know. You guys
I-
said I'm
I
not
mean,
starting
Dre
him.
said
You
a
guys
quick
both
no.
said. You guys, okay, what do
This
you
is
want?
Sierra's opportunity to say he's not going to play Gronk. Go ahead, D.
I'm not going to play Gronk.
He's
You
like,
gotta
well,
let
I
him
wanted
say
to
it,
say I
dude.
don't want to play him. That's so
we had to make it a perfect trio.
Yeah, okay, wait. Let me redo that.
Like,
joke.
I could just see a scenario, too, where, like, you just don't play Gronk. Nobody plays Gronk because he hasn't been doing anything. But then he comes out and he has this monster game, so everyone rushes out to get him or start him next week, and then next week he'll throw up a dud.
Well, he's going to have 1 or 2 of those games where he probably scores 2 touchdowns because it's just, red zone. They throw out. He had a target in the red zone last week. He almost came down with. So he's going to have a week where it's just, they're trying to take away Mike Evans and Godwin, and then he's like, all right, Gronk, boof, boof. So it's going to happen, but it could be this week, but I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah, I'd be chilling, though.
Yeah, I sent a trade for Rob Gronkowski, and when I got him, I was like, reverse, send it back.
Hey, you guys want to veto this trade? Didn't you make that trade?
You guys should veto this trade.
You didn't see my
It's
joke. dude.
one-sided.
I threw up a Uno card for audio listeners. All right, Buccaneers defense.
I'm not mad at it.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, there's worse plays.
There's upside.
The Bears are really good at fucking stuff up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. They might have 2 quarterbacks out there.
You never know. So yeah, I think it's a middle tier play. I think Buccaneers, their defense is solid enough that like they might have a better matchup upcoming. So you might want to hold on to
Good
them.
there, big guy.
We can move on to the Chicago Bears.
For us.
Big Dick Nick
For us.
making plays.
Bench him.
Don't play Nick Foles
Don't
though.
play any Bears quarterback.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah.
Foles, it's going to be a no for me, dog. When you said you have two different quarterbacks out there, were you talking about Nick Foles? Because I feel like he's like bipolar. It's like he'll come out one game and he'll throw like 7 touchdowns, and then the next week he'll come out and he'll throw like 4 picks, and he'll be like, "Bro, is this the same quarterback?" Like I don't understand. Like how he is the most up and down quarterback I've ever seen. In terms of like, he'll literally come out and have a game, and you're just like, okay, like he's good. Like that's why he won the Super Bowl. And then he'll come out and have a game, and you'd be like, why is he still in the league? I don't even understand.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He really is a big.
Yeah,
dude.
no, yeah, he is.
He's like 6'6".
Oh, he big boy.
He big
He's
boy,
big boy.
big boy.
It's almost like I feel like he like when he's like not pressured to do good, when he's just like, oh fuck it, I'm just coming in as the backup. Like
I
he does
think that-
good,
I
but
feel
then when
like
he's out
the
there, he's
Super
like,
Bowl is
oh
the
shit,
ultimate.
don't fuck up. Yeah. But I feel like in the Super Bowl, like they were a heavy underdog, so he was kind of just like, whatever, I'll just go out here.
Right. Okay.
Everyone's picking us to lose anyways, and then he goes out there and then he had a big game, you know. But
He's like starts for the Jaguars. He's like, I got the starting job.
Let's do
He farts.
all right, let's
and
spend way too much
butthole.
time on Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Tariq Cohen.
No.
He's
Tariq Cohen's on IR.
Yeah,
with a
he hurt
torn
himself.
ACL,
He
so-
gone.
So he's gone. So that I only put that in there just so we can, talk about David Montgomery because there's a lot. Tariq Cohen being out, you think all these options are all these targets are going to go to David Montgomery. It just doesn't seem like David Montgomery is ever going to be the RB1 we all wanted coming out of last year's draft. So what do you boys think on David Montgomery?
I'm benching him if I can.
Yeah, the Bucs run defense is stout, and I can see a scenario where they're playing from behind and they're going to be passing to where David Montgomery's not going to be very, very wanted.
Yeah, I think it's a tough matchup, but I think within the running back landscape, though, like it's hard to get away from. Like I have David Montgomery in a couple leagues, and I mean, dude, it's rough. It's rough out there. Okay, your boy has Austin Eckler. Your boy has Nick Chubb. It's fucking rough. Josh Jacobs is farting 8 points a week. Okay, and it's gotten rough. So I'm in a spot where I have David Montgomery in my RB2, and it's like I can understand where people are doing that. But I get what you're saying, though, Anthony, is if you can avoid it. You probably don't have very many David Montgomery shares, do you?
I have one, and I will not start him.
Yeah. I would say try and trade him if someone's like kind of like they're believing in.
I think if you're going to trade him, you want to wait for better. I mean, can he get in the end zone? I mean, any week the starting running back for a team can get in the end zone. But, I mean, this Tampa Bay defense limits guys like Christian McCaffrey on the ground, Alvin Kamara. They're not. David Montgomery's not even in the same class. So just he needs to get out of town for this matchup.
Get out of town, dude. Get out of town.
I don't care if he gets 20 carries because it's going to go for 21 yards. So it's a no-go for me.
Who puts this in a highlights video, this referee?
Yeah, I'm like one of the biggest David Montgomery guys, and I think the guy's super talented. It might just be one of those scenarios where I think he just needs to get out of Cleveland, out of Chicago. I don't know what it is. They're just not utilizing. Maybe that offensive line isn't very good. Maybe because the quarterback play isn't very good either. Maybe the defenses aren't really afraid of Nick Foles and Trubisky drop back, and so they're just kind of stacking the box on him right there. But yeah, I would be fading Montgomery if you could this week. Tampa Bay is allowing a league low 2.7 yards per carry. Like Anthony said, they limit guys like CMC and Kamara. And they've done it multiple times. It's not just like a one-game fluke. They've given up 0 rushing touchdowns to the running back position so far, Tampa Bay's run defense. I think people forget, but they have Ndamukong Suh. And I know Ndamukong Suh's not putting up like the stats of like, oh, he's getting sacks and all that stuff. But Ndamukong Suh is still a really good football player in terms of like clogging up the middle, making plays, taking on double teams and stuff like that. They got Vita Vea, Jason Pierre-Paul, a couple good linebackers. Devin White. Yeah. And then they got Levante David. So, yeah, their front seven is pretty stacked. The Buccaneers is right there. So, yeah, Montgomery is going to get a lot of volume. So, like I agree with what you're saying, Mike. If, there's just so many running backs that are hurt. And if you're just scrambling to go get anybody, I mean, I'm starting David Montgomery over guys like Deion Lewis or maybe Devontae Freeman or something like that. But if I could bench him, I agree on Anthony's aspect, and Dre too. It was like, yeah, I'm trying to get away from him if I can. But like I said, if you're in a pinch, at least the guy's going to get 15-plus touches and some goal line work. Yeah. But it's probably going to be like 20 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like
we gotta clip that if he gets 20 carries for 21 yards.
That'd be fucking great.
Okay, we can move on to the wide receiver position. Allen Robinson. Happy days. He seems like he's having a happier time there. So start Allen Robinson. I like it. Anthony Miller.
I want to see him with a good quarterback before he starts getting older because it's getting close.
Yeah.
Who?
Allen Robinson.
And you'd be surprised how young he is.
How old is he?
He's only 27.
I'm gonna say 27, right?
He's been in the league for.
Bro, I'm 27.
He made it through the Bortles Blues, bro.
The Bortles.
Put up some crazy good numbers with Bortles.
That's what. Yeah, for sure. He made it through.
Have you ever seen that video of Blake Bortles when he's like, when the girl's like, she's like, oh, so like this is the master bedroom. He's like, yeah. And she's like, so what do you do first thing when you wake up? He's like, piss. It's like this super hot girl's like interviewing him, like doing a house tour.
And then she's like, well, where do you think you'd be doing right now if you weren't playing football?
He's like, I don't know, like construction or something.
He's like ripping cigs and construction probably.
He said ripping cigs and doing construction. It's so
it's
funny.
Just like you listen to him talk right there, and you're like, okay, like
this guy doesn't give a fuck.
This guy's just a fucking idiot, dude. Like, how is he in the NFL? Like, he really just doesn't care. Like, how did he pass the interview process of like? Yeah,
he's like best friends with those guys from Part of My Take on Barstool. He hangs out with those guys. The guy who wears sunglasses and what big hat. Okay,
yeah,
Anthony Miller.
Yeah, you're starting Allen Robinson.
That's it.
He's a set it and forget it every single week. Anthony Miller. That's gonna be a no for me. Dog.
He's got the same name as you.
As me?
Yeah.
That's a no for me, dog.
How about Jimmy Graham?
Nope. Unless you're like no.
No, I think. Yeah.
It's like one of those games where
Jimmy Graham or Rob Gronkowski. I'm gonna go Jimmy Graham.
I'm gonna go Tyler Revelis in a race.
In a
That's
race.
rough.
That's right. I will am
Outrun.
faster than I'm a fuck it.
Oh, down. Help.
Yeah, I am faster than Jimmy Graham and Rob Gronkowski.
Clip that.
Reb Gronkowski.
But no, yeah, Jimmy Graham's one of those guys where I guess he's got some touchdown upside. He's a high risk, high reward for me. I'd actually go with a guy like we were talking about Ebron in the waiver wire episode, just how the matchup for Ebron is juicy, and the tight ends against the Eagles have just been putting up some crazy good numbers. So I'd start a guy like Ebron over Jimmy Graham.
I mean, kind of looking through this, some people might have to start Jimmy Graham. I mean, the tight end landscape gets really shaky, but like I said, if you can find an Ebron, but I mean, if you are stuck with that choice, I know Nick Foles targets the tight ends at like a stupid rate.
Yeah.
6 receptions for 62 the week 2 weeks ago, 4 for 33. They said it's not
he's high risk, high reward.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
because he could come out. He could come out of a monster game, but then he could also come out and get you 2 for 23.
Yeah, he could be a fool.
He'd be wildin'.
That's enough on Jimmy G.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I was like looking at settings and whoopsies. Bears defense against the Buccaneers. I mean, the homie Mikey D got a pick 6 against Tom Brady last week. Do you think this happens again to Tom fucking Brady?
What is that? I think I saw a status like in Tom Brady's last 6 games, he has like 4 pick 6s or something.
And he's
like
got
that.
he only had 12 going into this year.
I was gonna say, that's crazy.
That's wild.
I wouldn't be mad at starting the Bears. I mean, it's a short week. You're at home.
that's funny.
The Buccaneers are short a couple weapons.
Dude, is it just like a Buccaneer quarterback curse? Like they're like, God, thank God we got rid of Jameis Winston. He threw way too many picks. They get Tom Brady, and they're like, what, Tom Brady? What the fuck? You're throwing 1/3 of your picks of all time career in this 4 games. What the fuck?
True.
I don't know. Interesting. I thought that was kind of funny, but nobody laughed. You fucks.
So yeah, well maybe get funny.
Because all we heard back there was
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Well, damn, dude, we went through that quicker than a
Snicker.
Snicker.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because Dre's hungry. Why wait?
Well, that being said, there's nothing else you guys want to talk about?
I like turtles.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be out of town this weekend because
You're a fucking out of towner.
Bro, I'm a crazy boy. But so Sunday we will be doing the live stream beforehand. I'm gonna have Tyler running the 1s and 2s hour before the games start. It's gonna be a great time. So yeah, Tyler's gonna be running that, but
I'm not nervous at all.
yeah, no, you'll be
I got
fine.
this, dude.
You'll be fine.
I'm not gonna Jameis Winston it, dude.
Practice.
Even if I do, I'll come back, dude. I'll still throw 5,000 yards.
But yeah, so Sunday, an hour before the games, play, get ready to ask us some questions. We'll answer them for you. Who to start, who to sit. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Here, let me read.
Another interesting stat. Dak Prescott's on pace for 6,700 yards.
Oh yeah, bro, we were talking about it. That's so wild.
Would that be a record?
That's so wild.
I've never looked it up, but I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like the record amount of yardage will just keep going up. Year after year.
8,000 one
Yeah,
day.
but bro, that's insane. He's thrown for fucking 1,000 yards almost in 2 games. He's thrown for 954 in 2 games.
I mean, as hot as he started, it's almost a guarantee he gets to 5,000. It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, it's good for him. I mean, he's getting all these other quarterbacks getting paid, and he's putting up numbers. You can't say he's not doing well. It's the defense is the reason why they're losing games.
Giving
It's
it
not
up
him.
nonstop.
So I mean, if I'm Dak, I'm like, okay, yeah, I gambled on myself. I'm about to get paid.
Yeah.
He's about to get a nice little paycheck.
So
Shit,
if he
man.
breaks the record for most yards in a season, I mean, he's a little bitch.
Well, can
For
the
sure.
How
Jerry's
about
gonna be
the
like, but how many touchdowns did you throw? Okay, Dak.
How many defensive players?
dude? Can they just draft some defensive players? Jesus Christ, how many?
They
years
do.
are
They
gonna
all get
draft
hurt. Leighton
offensive
Vander
guys?
Esch gets hurt.
Yeah.
Fucking-
I actually knew the Cowboys fans that were kind of like mad about the CeeDee Lamb pick because they're like, dude, we have no fucking defense. Like,
Yeah.
we need fucking defense.
Yeah, I mean, you let the Browns score 41 points on you. It's like, come on, bro.
CeeDee Lamb
Let's
is
figure this
nice
out.
as
Listen,
fuck.
we all think that
CeeDee
CeeDee
Lamb
Lamb was a good
nice
idea. But next draft,
Next draft,
On defense, we go full regalian.
full regalian. So I was just gonna read the rating because we got a couple more from the last week's live stream. So people told him to go leave us some reviews if you haven't already. And this is one. You can write whatever you want in here. All right. So this is Derek Helms. Shout out Derek Helms. Appreciate you, brother. He said Gardner Minshew lookalike leads the podcast. That's me. And even with the loss of Billabong Boy, listen, he's not
That's
gone.
me.
Derek, he's not gone. He's right there. By the way, they call him Billabong Boy because he's wearing a Billabong
I wear it on the live
tank
stream
top
only.
on the live stream, and they were just roasting him, asking
Very
how
receptive.
much he could bench and all this. It was really funny. Boy, the show is still a hit. Watch them on YouTube for Thursday Night Football. You should do that. Thursday night live stream tomorrow.
Yeah.
Love the fact that they are down to earth and don't fake it for the cameras. Of course not, dude. Well, that's one thing I do pride this podcast on is people just get so PG. They're so worried about monetizing shit, and it's like, I don't know. I think authenticity always wins.
Yeah, dude.
So,
We're not gonna be like Joe Rogan and sell out, right?
yeah, Joe Rogan's
I don't know. How much did he get?
I mean, 100 million we might have.
All
to
right,
do
I'm
that.
selling out.
Hey.
We sold out before we even get the offer.
Like how much did you
They
guys
just-
sell for? $100.
I don't know. I
took
saw
it,
the
never
100.
looked back.
I
As
got
long as
excited.
million is involved, I'm like, all right, done.
How many commas? 2? Okay, sick.
Thousands of didgeridoos.
Good luck. And then he wrote, good luck, guys. Hope you make it big. Appreciate you, Derek Helms. The title of it was These Guys Are the GOAT. So appreciate you.
Good luck.
Shout out. You're the best. All right. Thanks for watching, boys. That's all we wrote. That's all she wrote.
Guadalajara.
Us big boys are out. Yeah, you want to throw